there should be mention of a close matchup, Joe, but where it's not close, fight, 300 amateur fights. He's very experienced against Quintero. Let's find out.
This already the fourth fight for Broner.
Right away, this guy, you see that real fast, but some of them almost too quick. He needs to settle down a little bit, to place him a little bit better, settle himself a little bit to get more effective.
Post-fight analysis of pack dances. So Freddie Roach here with is the trainer of the unbeaten Craig McEwen, who we will see later on in the main event.
Do a little imitation on that chin into the left. Get a right hand out of Quintero, make him miss. You know, block it with a right hand count. You can see that's one of the moves. But so with at least the 6 knockout.
Broner passed
great records, glossy records, but
7-0 coming to the end of round number 1 on Friday Night Fight. He was able to be more efficient. He landed 42 through 66. So Quintero just landed.
Be on the outside, quicker man. He didn't need Broner, as we felt in the stay in the fight, those assets. And so far, he hasn't done that enough. And see, now he's in close. But now the key is, what does he do when he's in close? He moved his hands a little bit, but he let himself go back out. To me, he's got to stay in there.
And trades with Broner that time. And Broner looked to get the best of it with a more solid left hand early goings of round 2 there.
He understands he has his head. So you're not going to catch him so easy upstairs. Downstairs a little bit, and with your Quintero. And you might even get a nice little sound.
Had a right hand to the body, a couple of short left hands up top, and you see the punch track number.
And as we said, both fighters have been in soft. And I think we've learned a couple of things here already. One is that Quintero will try to get in. You know, that 8-0 with 6 knockouts. No, I think that is more power.
That's the manufactured kind there. He's coming off of April 4th. But as we told you, limited competition.
Throw it out there and show it off a little bit. Make it become a little effective.
Between two unbeatens here, who are yet to face tough competition, Fernando Quintero and 46 punches. He was 28 of 93 punches thrown in that last round.
Turning pro 1 year ago. This is his 10th fight since that 1 year ago. So his people doing a good job keeping him in that ring so he can get calmer, more comfortable, and something to look for right here. Watch how wide the legs get of Broner. Take a peek at that. I mean, when he's standing, he really
There's a good example
he
right there.
spreads those feet out real wide. Now he's digging in for his offense while he's doing that. That's what he's trying to do, grab that. He's basically guaranteeing to his opponent. He's in front of you when he spreads those feet out wide. And right now, those legs get wide or get fat. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going in there. I'm setting up camp.
That wide base is harder to move and get out of the way. I guess ease will be compared to a...
And there's no jumping around. Don't smother himself and go to work. Just like he's doing right now, because again, Broner with those wide feet does not, he's got quick hands, but not quick downstairs, quick upstairs. Again, something that could be the difference from winning. Right now, the old-fashioned way, nothing fancy here, but Quintero just outworking Broner. The guy, Joe. But again, the workload, the punch numbers, yeah, Quintero.
End of 3.
Quintero, all he has to do is go in there, position, he's going to be there.
Slow steps against limited competition, but now facing off against each. Had a lot of amateur fights, but yet to fully engage.
The maturity. Mature. Quintero at 25, he's a little bit more physical. Kind of formed himself in that maturity department, in that physical.
Let me ask you this question, Teddy, because in other sports, there's general blanket theories and statements you can make about. I mean, in the NFL that are more skill-oriented, this is where you say you can tell that there's a lack of maturity and physical presence.
That game is mental. So it's going to be, that lack of maturity will in camp.
Outdoors, round 5 between Fernando Quintero and Adrien Broner. And our punch track is brought to you by EA Sports Fight Night round 4 coming out on the first 4 rounds. A 91-54 connect.
What we're strictly seeing. We're seeing came out there out of range and tried to beat speed.
Of timing and speed, let's bring in the future Hall of. Eddie brought up the point of more and more, Bernard, as you see some of these youngsters in the
earlier, and Broner, just really flash the movement, getting on his toes a little bit, and Broner really is uncomfortable because his legs are so far apart, and Teddy with his foot in the bucket, we call it in Philadelphia, keeping the right foot in the bucket, either trying to get away when the punch come or trying to counter, chance to get a good shot in that's going to hurt the other guy. So he's in the fight. I agree with Teddy on that, is that he's being out hustled and out smart, and the veteran is
Bernard, do you think that you didn't have the benefit of that? You had the fights, and sometimes they don't learn to settle down. They just throw punches in the amateurs. Then they got a case with Broner with all those amateur fights. He has at the right time how to settle down.
Yes, Teddy.
Let's throw a lot of punches, and Broner quick punches.
I hope she's thrown 32 connects the high.
The sweet science. That's what a great fighter one time. Even the playing field. That's why people, the guy who has less can still be, he has less money behind the ring. And the underdog can make every, and right now that's what Quintero's a battle plan. He's using his mind, the strongest muscle that we have. A physical advantage of Broner. And he's putting pressure on Broner, not letting him use his talent. You see him to shine. Because talent needs room, needs space. The more physical guy, he can use that ability. Nothing landing.
Miss with that.
See, what I was talking to Bernard about, this is where the transition from the amateurs, yeah, it's great to have all those, make that transition from being in punches to being in the pros where you can see Broner hasn't made that transition.
Quintero working on the inside while Broner just pushes down on the
switch from the orthodox decision to the southpaw.
Rounds to go, we'll see if he makes that switch. Night, Fernando Quintero and Adrien Broner. Quintero in the black with the red trim, and he's outlanded Broner 70-29 over the course of the last 3 rounds. Fight tonight without a loss on the record. Quintero.
And one other thing, never gone past the last round, gone past the 6th round. So both is it better now. A couple rounds, one time to prepare for this fight, and Quintero took it on short notice. But another, that pressure a little bit, maybe taking some of his confidence away a little bit. Same thing, early inside.
And surprises me about that, Teddy. Craig McEwen. McEwen is the undefeated fighter who is trained and managed by Freddie Roach and promoted by Golden Boy, who is the promoter here tonight. Vera is the local Texan who's a rugged, tough guy. Wouldn't the smaller ring actually favor Vera, not the promoter's fighter, McEwen?
Yeah, I think sometimes he gets a little hard-headed from what I'm told, and he fights too much. He doesn't box enough, and that might be his excuse. It might, sort of convince him to do that. Put Quintero on the floor with that punch, and he did.
By Adrien Broner. Comes with a right hand.
Stepping out a little bit, right here, landed not right on the chin, a little bit on the side of the power.
That was the best punch landed of the night by either man. Adrien Broner having perhaps his best round in that final round, and now coming out with more aggressive.
766.
Excuse me, 67-66. Remember, Quintero 7-0-1, Broner 8-0.
And we talked about it the last those friendly. And we mentioned again that Quintero time and maybe
see that Oxnard on the back of Jim. Vargas used as his launching pad to his career.
Most powerful muscle I talked about, the arm muscles of the quick hand counters. Sure that he punch off as Quintero tries to walk in. And there you see for a minute Broner turning to a southpaw. See, this is where obviously Quintero needs to be.
Was somewhat effective.
5 seconds left to go.
Well, it took the fight on just 4 days' notice, so it starts to show up at some point. And here in the final minute of the 8th round, it's arrived.
Again, you don't see those fast punches, but late in the fight with quick training, just might not have enough left in the gas tank.
Opportunity for Broner to really do something here and turn it on. They go the full 8 to open.